Yeah, please, can you confirm that sound is working fine so that we can start, inshallah? Um, I expect that the sound is working very good, actually. Anyone, please? Anyone can confirm, please? Okay, okay. Well, finally, this. I had to reinstall the software. So, okay, that's fine. Okay, so let's wrap it up then, please. So the page number 40 in my copy. قال المصنف رحمه الله ونفعنا بعلومه وبركاته وبكم آمين. ذكر علامات غلبة الصفراء. إن يغلب الإصفرار من مرار رأيت لون الجد ذا اصفرار ضعفت شهوته في المطعم مع مرارة أصيبت في الفم ولذي معدة وقيء ولذع معدة وقيء مرة وانطلق الطبع بها بمرة وأرق وغارت العينان ويبس الفم مع اللسان والبول في خلال ذا مصفر والغثي والجلدة تقشعر والكرب والعطش بعد الصوم ورؤية النيران عند النوم أو ورؤية النيران عند النوم ودقة النبض وحر البدن وكثرة اللحم بماء سخن وما يواليه من الأتعاب من البلد الجنوب والشباب وإن يوالي الأكل من حريف لا سيما إن كان في المصيف. Okay, so this is the list of the choleric illnesses. If you remember, there are two types of symptoms, if you remember. One is general, overall symptom, and the second is specific symptom. So what's the difference between general and the specific? So the general symptom, it will not give you the actual illness, but it will give you the overall condition of the illness. So for example, if it is cancer, so the overall symptom, it will give you information that the illness is melancholic, Saudawi. Okay, but then the overall symptoms, the general symptoms will never give you the actual information about where the tumor is. Understand? So for that one, you need to use the specific symptoms. So far, we have been studying, we have been learning only the general symptoms. Okay, so now last time, if you remember, we have learned about the symptoms when blood will be dominating. So now we are learning about the safra. Okay, so if the illness is safrawi, so when safra will be dominating in the body, so these are the symptoms. So he says, in yaghlibu al-isfiraru min mirari. So if the isfirar linguistically means becoming yellow. Okay, but in here he actually is talking about safra. So if safra will be stronger, mirar is the plural of mirra. Al-mirra to safra and al-mirra to sauda, if you remember, black bile and yellow bile. So what happens? رأيت لون الجلدة ذا اصفرار. So the first symptom of the safra dominating on the body is the skin becomes yellowish. Okay, so the skin will be brownish. Okay, so obviously, if you know the person, so it will help you straight away. But if you don't know the person, so it's very difficult to work it out because you don't know the default skin color of the person. Okay, so the first symptom is the skin will be yellowish. وضعفت شهوته في المطعم, and he does not desire food. Okay, so he will lose appetite. If you remember, the reason for the appetite is the black bile tickling the stomach, if you remember. But when it will be yellow bile dominating on the body, so obviously the person will lose the desire for food. مع مرارة أصيبت في الفم, and the bitter taste. Your patient will have a bitter taste. Okay, so that is the taste of the yellow bile. So for example, if it would be sweet taste, so then we said it is blood, if you remember. So the taste of the blood is sweet. Okay, so constantly your patient finding sweetness in his mouth, so means blood is dominating in his body. But if it will be bitter taste in his mouth, so that is yellow bile. وَلَذَعِ مِعْدَةٍ وَقَيْءٍ مُرَّةٍ. لَذَعْ مِعْدَة, so there is heartburning, constantly heartburning, so means there is safra dominating. وَقَيْءٍ مِرَّةٍ, and also vomiting, and when he vomits, so you can see the yellow bile, so he vomits yellow bile. So person with when safra will be dominating, so he will be regularly vomiting. Okay, and you can see that it is yellow bile. وانطلق الطبع بها بمرة, and also it will be very so a person will have diarrhea, constantly diarrhea. Okay, so that is and then when he goes to the toilet, it's yellow, okay, very yellow and very thin. Okay, وأرق, insomnia, cannot sleep. Okay, so dryness, the reason for sleeping is wetness of the mizaj. Person who cannot sleep for long, so that is dry mizaj. Okay, so when yellow bile will be dominating, person will have insomnia, does not sleep at all. وغارت العينان, and also his eyes will fall deep in his head. Okay, so so do you know the wetness normally keeps the shape of the soft tissue, but when wetness is not there, so the soft tissue becomes slim. So all of the things which are supported by the soft tissue will become will fall inside of the body. ويبسي الفم مع اللسان, and the mouth and tongue will become dry. Okay, so for example, the person with a lot of phlegm, so he will have a lot of saliva. Okay, but dryness, the total dryness of the mouth is it can be with the black bile or also yellow bile. والبول في خلال ذا مصفر, and also the urine is very yellow. Obviously we spoke about the urine already. So you will see the symptoms of the urine, the safra in the urine also. والغثي, feeling sick. Do you know غثي? So person feels sick, so he feels that he wants to vomit, because do you know the dryness filling the stomach. Okay, so you always feel that you want to go out and vomit. والجلدة تقشعر, and also do you know the skin all the time moves. Do you know تقشعر means, do you know, like you feel like ants walking on your skin, you know? Do you know, like, I don't know what do they call, so skin all the time moving, shaking. والكرب والعطش بعد الصوم, and so hard, and so you do not desire food, but always you feel thirsty. Okay, so even if you drink water, still you feel thirsty. Okay, because the safra, when it dominates on the body, so whatever you drink, it converts the nature of the water into the yellow bile also. So regardless how much you drink water, you will carry on feeling thirsty. وَرُؤْيَةِ النِّيرَانِ عِنْدَ النَّوْمِ, and in the dream, person all the time feels fire, sees fire. Okay, so either he is in his house and it is burning, or either he is somewhere, so all the time fire, fire, fire. وَدِقَّةُ النَّبْض, and then pulse, it will be tight. Okay, so if you remember, we spoke about it. So the tightness of the pulse is either black bile or the yellow bile. So how do you distinguish? Because dryness is the actual reason for the tightness of the pulse. So how do you distinguish which is which? So we say in the yellow bile it is tight but fast. In black bile it is tight but slow. Okay. وَحَرِّ الْبَدَنِ, and actually the body will be hot. Okay, so I'm not talking only about the legs being hot or hands being hot, because we have different illness, melancholic illness, in which only one of the limbs will become all the time hot, but the rest of the body is cold. That is melancholic. That's a cold illness. But when Safra is dominating on the body, so the entire body all the time will be hot, so you can feel it actually. وكثرة اللحم بماء وكثرة الحم بماء سخن. كثرة الحم is actually the extensive amount of heat. So in here it is not matching actually, because even when person urinates, so that will be extra amount of heat. So obviously, you know, normally you're urinating, I don't know, especially if you did try in the winter, so you can see the steam, you know, coming out in the winter if you urinate. Okay, but I do assume that he's referring to the urine steaming even in the warm, even in the warm condition also. So I think that's what he's talking about. So these are the symptoms of the yellow bile dominating on the body. Okay, but then he says, so but sometimes the reason these symptoms may occur. Okay, it may occur in the following conditions also. وما يواليه من so anyway, the last symptom, وما يواليه من الأتعاب, so it could refer to the feeling tired all the time. Person feels tired, so that's what it could refer to also. But also it could mean that the above mentioned symptoms could be experienced if you work a lot, if you exercise a lot. Okay. That means in that condition you should not think that it is yellow bile dominating anyway. And then he says fil balad al janubi, and also if you live in the southern parts of the world. Okay, so that is also the above symptoms could be experienced. Was shababi, and also the young age. Okay, not the children, because children, they are wet. Okay, but the young age, that is the Safrawi age. The above conditions, the above symptoms may occur because of the age also. وَإِنْ يُوَالِ الْأَكْلَ مِنْ حَرِّفِ, and also the above symptoms may occur if you eat hot and dry food. For example, garlic, okay, or onion. لا سيما إن كان في المصيف, and especially if it is in the summer, so you also may experience the above symptoms, but you should not be afraid. It's not the Safrawi illness, but it is because of the season. Okay, so these are the list of the Safrawi illnesses. So when Safra will be dominating on the body, so these are the general symptoms. So in terms of Mubarak, it is both Mutawatir and Sariya also. Okay, so normally, for example, in the Sauda it is Mustarsal. Okay, but will it be Bati? So yeah, it can be, but when it is Safra, so it is Sariya and Mutawatir also, both, regardless if it is the distance between two strikes or if it is the time of one strike. Okay, so Sariya or Mutawatir between two strikes. Okay, so in the Safra it will be both. It will be fast in both. You know, say there is one all the time each single illness will give its psychological effect, you know. But sometimes it could be a bit difficult to work out. So, for example, distinguishing between the courage. Okay, so courage is psychological behavior, but courage, it could be due to the safra or due to the blood also. Sanguinic and choleric people both are courageous. Okay, but which cause which? So that may be a bit confusing sometimes. But by other symptoms you can work out actually. Okay, so that is about safra. Now let's discuss about sauda. How do we know that sauda is dominating in the body? So here are the symptoms. إن غلب الجسم المرار الأسود فإن لون الجسم منه كمد وفكرة وشهوة في المطعم وحمضة توجد في طعم الفم وخبث نفس معه قطوب والنبض في إبطائه صليب وقبض معدة وأسود بهق وجزع وسهر بلا قلق والبول أبيض رقيق فج كذا البراز ليس فيه نضج مع غذاء يابس وهم وجزع متواتر وغم وأن يرى مهالك في حلمه وكلما يروعه في نومه والسن للكهول والخريف والبلد الشمال والنحيف. So these are the symptoms. So let's start. In غلب الجسم المرار الأسود. So if black bile will be dominating in the body, فإن لون الجسم منه كمد. So then you see the body, the color of the body, grayish, okay, dark, grayish, okay. وفكرة وشهوة في المطعم. So all the time thinks about eating. Okay, so he feels hungry, so he wants to eat, because as we said, black bile tickles the stomach. Okay, so you want to eat and eat and eat. وحمضة توجد في طعم الفم, and you feel sour in the mouth. Okay, so obviously the sour taste, it is the taste of the black bile. وخبث نفس معه قطوب. خبث or خبث نفس. So obviously we said melancholic people, it is the people with ill thoughts, with evil thoughts. So if two people are speaking, okay, so the melancholic person thinks that they are planning to kill him. Do you understand? So it is melancholia. Okay, so ill thought. So if someone smiles, so the melancholic person thinks that they are making fun. So it is ill thoughts, evil thoughts about the people. Qutubun. So all the time, do you know this face, Nara's face in Urdu? They say, do you know the face all the time? The forehead is like angry face, you know, all the time. Displeased, okay, displeased face. So the people, when they are not pleased by something, you see the face like that. So that is the face of the melancholic person. One nabbled, and the pulse is ibta. So it is slow but salib, but tough, tight and tough also. Okay. So as we said, both of black bile and yellow bile causes tightness. Okay, but the difference is in the speed. وَقَبْضُ مِعْدَةٍ. So all the time, the stomach is all the time tight. Okay, so you desire a food, okay, but when you eat, so you may just vomit it out, okay, or you just push it out through the intestine, so it does not digest, okay, because of the tightness of the stomach. وَأَسْوَدُ بَهَقٍ. As you know, there are two types of buhaq. Buhaq is when skin color, it's not alopecia. Okay, so we have white alopecia and black alopecia. So black alopecia, you know, black patches on the skin. Okay, it may appear as like a patches, but then it may spread also. Okay, so that is caused by the black bile. وَجَزَعٌ وَسَهَرٌ. Jaza is impatient. Okay, fear, impatient. وَسَهَر, and insomnia, bila qalaq. But the qalaq. So for example, insomnia, there are two types of insomnia. One is just comfortable insomnia. Person cannot sleep. Okay, so he wants to stay awake. Okay, so that is the black bile. And the second is insomnia. Person is depressed, so he wants to sleep but he cannot. That is yellow bile. Okay. Stressful insomnia is yellow bile, but peaceful, comfortable insomnia, that is black bile. والبول أبيض رقيق فج, and the urine with the black bile, it is colorless, رقيق, thin, and fudge, undigested. Okay, so it's very soft. So if you remember, we said that digested urine is yellow. Okay, there is high density and there is sediment. Okay, but the person with black bile dominating, so he will be undigested urine. Undigested urine means there is no sediment and very thin, okay, and colorless. Okay, there is very white, bright color, and sometimes it's very possible that if black bile is a lot, too much, so then it could be urine could be very dark. Okay, so that is overburnt urine, and burnt not because of digestion but because of the cold. كذا البراز, and also the feces. Okay, so the feces is also ليس فيه نضج. It will not be digested. So we spoke about the undigested the feces. Okay, so just go back and look into it. مع غذاء يابس. So these are the symptoms. These are the symptoms of the black bile dominating, but also the same thing can occur مع غذاء يابس وهم. So when you eat a dry food, okay, so after a couple of hours you may get the symptoms of the above symptoms. So don't worry, it does not mean that you are Saudawi, but it is just because of the food, so it is just temporary. وهم, and also sometimes the above symptoms may occur if you are depressed. Okay, so depressed, وجزع, or you have anxiety. Okay, جزع متواتر, but constantly. Okay, وغم, and stress, you are concerned about something. Okay, so we said that it is normally comes together. Okay, so black bile increasing will cause all of that depression and anxiety and being concerned. Okay, but also you staying depressed for long also may motivate the melancholy also. Okay, so just keep it in your mind. وأن يرى مهالك في حلمه, and person with black bile in his dream will see destructions. Okay, so in his dream, scary things, people killing each other, death, you know. وكلما يروعه في نومه, and he will see everything that scares him in his dream. So black strange creatures running behind him, and dragons are trying to eat him, etc. So all of that means black bile is dominating. And also والسن للكهول, and also the middle-aged people may have the above symptoms, so that is to do with their age. والخريف, and also people in the autumn season may get the above symptoms. والبلد الشمال, and also the northern countries, the northern cities may get the same symptoms. والنحيف, and the slim people, they may get the above symptoms also. Okay, so that was the list of the symptoms which indicate that the person has got black bile dominating. Then last one is balgam. So how do we know that person has got balgam dominating his body? إن غلب البلغم خلط الجسم فثقل الرأس وطول النوم وكسل وقلة في الشهوة والامتلاء بقياس القوة وكسل في المشي وبلادة إلى رخاوة بغير عادة وسيلان الريق والتهيج ولونه لون بياض يسيج والنبض فيه غلظ وبطيء والبول خاثر غليظ ني ولا يصيب عطشا وإن يكن فبلغم مالح أو فيه عفن كلما يبرد من رطب الغذاء وعمر الشيخ وأوقات الشتاء بلا رياضة ولا حمام وربما أسرف في الطعام والبلد الرطب من الأنهار ونومه بحلم بالبحار ويشتكي في نومه كابوسا ولا يجيد هضمه الكيموس وإن رأيت لازم الأعراض من الضروريات في الأمراض قد لزمت في حالة صحاحة قد لزمت في حالة صحاحة فكن على زواله ملحاحا. Yeah, so that's in غلب البلغم خلط الجسم. So if balgam will be dominating the body, so here are the symptoms. So first is ثقل الرأس. So the head becomes heavy. So your patient will complain that his neck gets tired because he feels that his head is heavy. So you say it is امتلاء بلغمي. So it is بلغمي illness. وطول النوم, and sleeps a lot, long lengthy sleeping. وكسل, laziness, person feels all the time lazy. وقلة في الشهوة, and does not desire food. Okay. والامتلاء بقياس القوة, and he feels that he is overweight with regards to this strength, which means that his strength, his muscles, his strength cannot handle his body. Okay, which it means that there is a lot of balgam in his body. وكسل في المشي, and also laziness when walking. So when you look at the person who is walking, okay, so you see that he's very lazy so you say it is امتلاء بلغمي. أو وبلادة, and stupidity. Okay, so the brain is not functioning properly. So person is a bit foolish. I mean, he cannot understand quickly. إلى رخاوة بغير عادة, and also extra amount of softness of his body. So when you touch his body, you feel very, very soft. وسيلان الريق, and also saliva all the time falls, So he has a lot of saliva, to the point that it may fall from his mouth without him looking into it. والتهيج, and also so there is a lot of there is a lot of saliva. Tahayyuj for me does not make a sense. Tahayyuj means being overexcited. Okay, but tahabbuj, it could mean in Arabic language that could make a sense. Tahabbuj means the person is over. So for example, when you feel something, so overfilled. ولونه لون بياض يسيج. So, and his color will be very, very bright. Okay, bright to the point of abnormality. Okay, so obviously sometimes we feel that white man, you see that he's white. Okay, but when there is a lot of balgam, so even white man becomes even brighter but abnormal, not normal. والنبض فيه غلظ بطيء, and the pulse will be thick, full, okay, but so it's not tight but full, thick, wide, but slow. والبول خاثر غليظ الني, and the urine will be dense, and density is not because it is digested but because it is full of the balgam, and as you know, balgam is thick. There are most of the types of the balgam are thick, but خاثر الني, it is undigested. Okay, so it will be thick but ني, not digested. ولا يصيب عطشا, so he does not feel thirsty. He never feels thirsty. Okay, so even when it is hot weather, he can still be fine. He doesn't feel thirsty. وإن يكن فبلغم, but if he feels thirsty, but so it could be phlegmatic. So balgam is dominating, but he feels thirsty, so that is a specific type of balgam dominating, which is salty balgam dominating. Okay, so only then he feels thirsty. But in that scenario, the above symptoms will not be applicable on him, because as you know, the salty balgam, it is hot and dry in mizaj. Okay, so in the case of the salty balgam dominating, he will have quite a lot of the Safrawi symptoms. أو فيه عفن, or another possible option that balgham is dominating, but your patient feels thirsty if balgham became decomposed. Okay, so when akhlata decomposed, you actually feel thirsty. So these are the symptoms of balgham dominating, and then he says, but sometimes you can get these above symptoms. كلما يبرد من رطب الغذاء, if you eat the food or if you eat the plants and remedies which are cold, so you may get some of the symptoms of the balgham. وعمر الشيخ, and also the age, the old age people, they may also can get the symptoms of the balgham. وأوقات الشتاء, and also the healthy person can get the above the symptoms which I mentioned above in the winter. Okay, بلا رياضة ولا حمام, and also the people who are not exercising, okay, and they're not going to the steam room, but they're healthy, so they may also can get the symptoms of the balghami people. Okay. وربما أسرف في الطعام, and also the people, healthy people, but who eat a lot, they may get the symptoms of the balghami people. والبلد الرطب من الأنهار, and also the people, the citizens who live in the cold city, wet city, which are next to the fresh river, so they may have the symptoms of the balghami people. And now he's mentioning just another symptoms. ونومه بحلم يحلم بالبحار, and also another symptom is person in the dreams he sees he actually sees rivers and seas and oceans. Maybe he will be just drowning, or maybe he will be swimming, etc. ويشتكي في نومه كابوس, and also person complains, say that it was very heavy dream. Heavy dream means when you sleep you feel that something is pushing you. So when you wake up, so you see in your dream people or things are pushing you down. You cannot breathe, and etc. ولا يجيد هضمه الكيموسة, and also another symptom is his digestion is not good. He may eat just light things, okay, but yet he will not be digesting. Okay, so all of these are symptoms of the balghami people. Now, so alhamdulillah, everything is done. Now you have done the symptoms of all of the 4 illnesses, دموي, بلغمي, صفراوي, and سوداوي. Now he says, وإن رأيت لازم الأعراض, when you see these symptoms, okay, من الضروريات في الأمراض, the symptoms which normally predict about the illnesses, قد لزمت في حالة صحاحة, which has occurred to the healthy people, فكن على زواله ملحاحة. So make sure that you fight against it. Milhah means obsessed. Okay, على زواله. So be so try to insist to remove these symptoms. So let's suppose that now you saw the 4 different symptoms. So if you see in yourself, right now you are healthy, but you see that you started getting, okay, most of the symptoms of the phlegmatic people. So make sure that, don't think that you are healthy, but make sure that you will remove all of these symptoms. Okay, because it's not that illness will come not straight away, but first, for example, balgham will dominate on your body, and after that, after a certain period of time, it will start causing balghami illnesses. So it's not that straight away everything will go together. Okay, so that's why as soon as you see that one of 4 elements dominating on your body, make sure that you fight against that by preparing remedies and removing that dominating khilt, dominating akhlaq. Okay, inshallah we are going to stop here. Yeah, and this is, inshallah, today it is the last session, and inshallah the week after, I'm going to meet all of you, inshallah, in the retreat. So please make sure that you revise everything, because you're going to get a test, and I believe that is not going to be very difficult. So the first and the second year is very easy, but next year, because we are going to do the practical side, so that is going to be a bit difficult, because in total we have to do about 60 pages. In the first and the second year we did only 20 pages. Okay, so this year 20 pages, and last year we did 20. So the next year is going to be about 60 pages. Okay, so let's try our best to prepare for the test, inshallah. And thank you very much. That's all for this year, and we'll see you in the retreat. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah.